last year. Good morning. Hey, happy to see you here again. I'm glad that you're here. I'm on a live stream. So I'm going to talk about this because I think it's going to be useful for a lot of people. I found that, so I do this every once in a while. I have these like legit brain dump days and I'm like, I got to figure out like what is in my heart, how I extract this. And if we never sit down and pause and create and expel, like it just gets lost in like the ether, we'll call it. And so what I do is every night before I go to bed, I don't even know why it's at this time, but every night before I go to bed, I have this weird like flow of thoughts and ideas and I email myself or I send notes because that's when the best stuff comes flowing through. Hey, I'm that girl, Amma in New York. Good morning. I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area. Lucas footballer. How you doing? And so I'm going to show you how my brain works. Usually at night, I take all this stuff out of my head and I dump it into a note section or someplace somewhere where it can be out. But then every once in a while, I do this. I get to my board and I just start flowing. Like, look at this. This is always like one day of like 8 hours of just stuff of me just getting everything out of my head. And here's what I came to find and extract. That there's like this kind of like little picture. And I think this is where I can easily clarify for people who are like, what in the world does this guy do for a living? He's always on here doing videos. I promise you, the majority of my life is not spent at my doing social media stuff. Like I love social media. I love interacting with people, but I love guiding people through processes to change their lives. I love doing it from a stage. I love doing it from my computer. Like this is my own little stage, we'll call it. Pampering World Podcast. How you doing? So here's this news. I'll call it the new. You're going to get the first taste of this. Here's a little picture that signifies and lays out, which you probably can't see, essentially what it is that I do. So I found this to be true. The key to us as human beings having more success is having what's called an ideal identity. I'm not going to go into the super deep part of it, but there's an identity of who you are. Ideal means perfect, the best for, right? So whether you want to be the best mom, best dad, best coach, best speaker, best teacher, bitch, whatever it is, if you want to be the best at something, there's an ideal identity and there's traits that person has to have. If I want to be a great football player, part of my identity has got to be like, I'm a bad son of a gun, right? It's how I played the game. Then if I want to be a great singer, I got to be like, I don't know, I'm not a singer. You got to have singer things. If you want to be a great comedian, you probably should be funny, right? There's certain parts of your identity that must be in place. I'm doing well hiring football player too. I love it. So what you got to look at is ideal identities. But here's the separation, is what I call an identity gap. There's a separation between two places. And on one place, I have this up and down, right? On one place, we're at what's called our CLO, our comprehensive, which comprehensive means your business, if it's your business, or your career. It could be your health, your family, and then the moments. Like, how do you operate in moments? So CLO is comprehensive lower operation. Now that means you are overall operating at a lower level in your identity. And this is not an easy one to earn and to own. Like this is one that a lot of people don't like to admit to, because a lot of people want to say like, I'm doing great. Like some people on social media, you will see something on social and they'll look a certain way, but I promise you their bank account doesn't match or their true success doesn't match. And I'm not doing this to call you out. I'm doing this to give you a moment to step back and own. Like, all right, I got to give myself permission to get better. Because for you to sit back and not own up to the fact that you got more work to do, it keeps you stuck in that same place you don't want to be for far too long. So what happens is when you're at the CLO, comprehensively operating in your business, your family, and your health, and in the moments of life. And when I say moments, are you able to act and react and not act emotionally and control yourself and make good decisions in the moment, the ones you can't take back, right? So what's your comprehensive low operation, which is where a lot of people are. And here's how you'll be able to determine if it's where you are. If you've ever said to yourself, it's all I can do. I've given everything I got. It's not for me. I can't make it out of here. It's just too hard. I've reached my tipping point. I'm overwhelmed. If you have got to that point, here's what I'm going to tell you that a lot of people don't know and they don't want to accept. You're probably at about 40% of what you can do. Now, this is something if you look at a guy named David Goggins, who's got a phenomenal mindset, like he'll tell you, like most of the time, and this is they call it the 40% rule, most of the time when we feel maximized, peak, we can't do anything more, we're really kind of only at about 40%. There's so much more. That's why people who reach these levels and get stuck, like they don't want to move, but they just keep on moving, they seem to figure it out. Like there's times that I'm getting workouts and I don't feel like moving, but I pull more, and guess what? I get stronger. So for a lot of people, we're sitting here at what's called a CLO, our low operational level. But you want to have more. You want to be at that higher level successful with that ideal identity I'm talking about. You want to be able to operate and flow and do it without struggling and stressing and feeling like every day is drudgery. Like, how do you get to the point of working and flowing at a level that's crazy high above what you're doing now and not burn out, right? So what you have to get to is what's called your CPO, comprehensive peak operation, which is that overarching. You operate in your business, you operate in your family, you operate in your health, you operate in the moments, the decisions, the actions, the reactions. You do that on autopilot like it's nothing, and you operate at such a high tick that people walk up to you and go, how do you do it? How do you manage all the things you manage and you still got success? Man, like, hey, is that girl Mariama? Like, how do you get this so much? How do you get so much done? Like, how do you? And what you do is you'll do this. You'll say, it's what I do. Think about any person you've seen that's successful, and they just, you look how they flow. It's almost like it's easy. They make it look easy. Heard it before? They make success look easy. Success wasn't easy for them. It just looks easy because they've got to this point of shifting. And this is the big thing. It's called an identity shift. It's not just mindset. It's not just working hard. It's a shift of who you are as a human, like a unique level of like, I used to be this person. I grew to this person, because you cannot grow a business or anything more than you've grown yourself. And this is what it looks like. I'm down here. I'm doing my thing, trudging along, chugging. I can't get everything what I want. Why am I stressed out and freaked out and struggling and frustrated? But then this person up here is killing it. You get here by making a shift. That's the big thing, to get to your CPO. So my message for you today is to take a really deep look into yourself and say, hey, am I at my CLO or my CPO? And am I at my comprehensive? And I'm talking about operating in all areas. This is work-life balance. Am I operating in work so that when I go to work, I get things done? So when I come to my family, I don't bring work to my family time. Been there? I've been there. So what happens is now I'm over at my family time and I'm not being present with my family. And now what happens is I go back to work, because we're fighting now, because I'm not present with the family. I get in arguments. I go back to work with guilt. So I'm not even focused at work, because I know like my wife doesn't want me to be working. I'm trying to get done and I can't be focused. I'm not even in a good, joyful space while I'm working. So then nothing gets done at work and I go back to my family. I'm a bad place here. And it's a vicious cycle. And it's because you're at your CLO. You're not operating at your peak. You're operating at this level where you feel like you're doing the most, but to be honest, you haven't learned to shift up, to stretch yourself more than you are to be your CPO, your comprehensive peak operation, which means you get to work and you got your little egg timer. Like I got my egg timer, like, and I roll, I get things done, and you're able to set an environment and get some things executed. So that what happens is when 4 o'clock hits, I'm done with work. I go into the house and I hang out with the family, and I'm not stressed and struggling because I'm operating well. Then I can be present with my family. I have great times. I'm not stressed out. Then I go back to work with joy because I'm not having this guilt from the family, and I get more work done. And it's this crazy cycle. And so for me, what I want you to grasp from today is that there's got to be this space inside of you where you step back and say, how am I operating right now? Am I really at my peak, or am I saying I'm at my peak and not owning the fact that I got to push back and do more? I have a client who today told me like he's been wanting to start an app and do some stuff in like the fitness realm, and he got fired from his job a little while ago, got let off because COVID hit. And then what he did is he just kind of was trying to figure out bills, how things happen, but he started building this business. And then a couple of days ago, job called him back, said, hey, you want this job back? He said, yeah, I want it back. So he took it back. Smart. I think it's a great idea. So he's back at his work, and he has to miss the call today, which is okay. We have a mastermind call today, actually in about 40 minutes. And I said, it's okay, but here's what I said in the message. It's exactly what I said in the message. Listen closely to this. I said, look, you got your job back. Beautiful. Great. That's going to be the investor for your future business and your dream. You got to let it be the investor. But here's the thing. You don't have a choice to make now. You have to determine, when I get home and I've done 6, 7, 8 hours of work, do I want this business that I want to build to actually get built? Because what has to happen is you have to realize that you have a current life you're already living when you want to take this new dream on. You have a life you're already living. There's already a stack of stuff you got to do. You're putting stuff on top, which means if you are operating at your CLO, you'll never make it happen. You'll get overwhelmed. This will come off. And you'll never operate at a higher level. If you want this to come on, you got to operate at a peak level. You come home, you dig, you think more, you turn the brain back on, you execute when people are sleeping. There's no Game of Thrones, there's no TV shows, there's no hanging out with the buddies, there's no drinking with the girls. It's just I come home and I focus on this. And I told him, I said, you got to spend time doing things other people won't, so you can then live life later on the way other people can't. I dig, I grind. The same way I'm telling him, you got to realize there's going to be a point where you feel maximized and overwhelmed and stressed out. But what you can do is if you learn how to be able to handle and manage all this, if you learn to operate at your peak, man, when he gets done, he'll have this job that he was doing because he wasn't now going out, he's saving money. When he's able to save up like 6 months of being able to like live and honestly just all like say 6 months of savings so he can leave what he's doing and go to this business and the business has been built in the background, what will happen is he'll be able to say, hey, the only thing that this business needs, High Rock, please mention me, please, please, please. The only thing this business actually needs is more time. Then I leave this. Then I give this more time. Now I watch it grow. That's how you transition from a career of doing a 9 to 5 to doing a whatever you want to do time frame. My wife, she's up like 3 a.m. and then she goes to bed at 3 a.m. and then she wakes up at 10. Like that's her what she wants to do. She's built a life. She can do whatever she wants. I let her just sleep in. It's kind of interesting. That's what she does, right? But it's because she's done this crazy work. Like I get to get up when I want to get up and do what I want to do. But I had this job. I had to leave and I had to switch over and build up. But the way that you do it, you say, here's my 9 to 5. I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to come home and I'm going to have my second job start. And I'm going to build this system, this process to where I'm working it. Money's actually coming in. And then I can look and say, well, the only thing that this thing needs to make more money is time. Well, if I can take the time from here and give it here and excel and supersede this, that's what I want to do. So build it, get the systems, then just close it, go here, it takes off and builds. That's what you got to do for your life. So the way you do it, CLO to CPO, be able to shift to go to your ideal identity. That's what you're looking to do. There's people that'll tell you a whole lot of different things, and I promise there's a lot of them that are 100% true. You do need a bunch of tools and strategies and techniques, all these things that'll help you be better. But I'm telling you, if you do not reach your CPO and what's called your ideal identity for your dream, you're not going to succeed because you'll be over on one side trying to do things that other people do. And then you burn out. If you never want to burn out and if you want to be able to like excel and tick off, like I get a ton of stuff done and I got joy all day. It's because I operate at a higher level. It's why I teach what I do. Like I would not teach what I haven't mastered. So that's what I'm giving you as a message today. I'm going to let you go because I'm going to go inside. My belly's empty. I got to work out in the Peloton this morning. I was riding with, I can't think of her name, Jess King. I think Jess King on Peloton was riding today when I got in her little class. She got me going. I was a little sweaty coming off that thing. I think I lost like 4 pounds. I had to lose 4 pounds. And then after that, my son and I, we get the workout in. So if you see my story, we do this thing called the X3 bar. I have a product that I think is an amazing product for people trying to figure out their lifting or to get started with like bands. It's called the High Performance Workouts. But I needed some more resistance. Like that thing wasn't. I used to bench and squat, and I'm deadlifting like 450 or something. Like I need some more weight. My bands couldn't provide that kind of weight, so I bought this thing called the X3 bar, and it's dope. The orange band, the elite band. Oh, that thing's like $100 for the band. And dude, I could barely pull it more than 10 times. Like my hips, my butt cheeks get that burn going on, and I got to sit down. I get all lightheaded. I do it right after the bike. So I get a morning of like a good hour. I get a good hour workout in the morning. I didn't even think about it. I'll be banging. We'll be getting some work in, my son and I. Anyways, hello from California. Awesome. You're from Turkey. My favorite food's a place called Hawaiian Time. They have one in Eugene. I think they have 2 in Eugene, Oregon. They have, I think, one up in Portland still. I think one closed. They got one in Salem, Oregon. And they also have one in Nevada. I think it's Reno. I think it's in Reno, Nevada. I think maybe Sparks. It's somewhere in Nevada. I've been there twice of all places. But yeah, man, I've been getting it in. Jasmine says, crushing those booty workouts. Bro, I gotta get the butt cheeks tight, y'all. I'm just trying to tell you, hey, the one thing I'm trying not to have is like weak chicken legs when I come out of this whole quarantine. Because a lot of people don't have bars to squat. So I got this thing, man. It's been working like gangbusters, they'll call it. But I've been good, man. Hasn't been anything crazy. But yeah, I'm good to go. I get my butt cheeks right. I do my work, Justin. You got to be doing your thing. Hey, Ari Poor. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. Take care. I got a question before I hop off. I was going to say this, but what's this question? This is really important, she says. Okay, it's not really a question. All right. Got to look great in those tight pants. It's toit pants. Yes, I do. You know what's funny is I had one lady come up to me after a speech one time in front of like 2,500 people, and she comes and she gives me her card. She's a tailor. She's like, hey, this is give me a call later. This is the card you need because your pants are too tight on stage. And I didn't know what to say. I was like, I don't know. How do you hem for like linebacker butt cheeks? I don't know how to help. I don't know. My teeth are white. Thank you. I don't even use teeth whitener. I've never had braces, never did anything to my teeth. So I don't know. I was blessed. I was blessed to have that, which was actually good because we grew up poor. So if I'd have had messed up teeth, we could not afford braces. So I'm thankful to God that he took care of my teeth. So thank you so much. All right. I'm going to let you guys go. Take care. Seriously, God bless you. Have a phenomenal weekend.